I'm tapping in. And thank y'all for tapping in the Yo Cuz podcast, man. Y'all know we lit tonight, man. Y'all know today is Monday, man. I had to come on real early, man. I got a PSA, man. What's going down right now, man. Uncle Trump is sending the Marines over to LA, man, to help out, man. Listen, over 2,000 Marines, man. He's sending over LA, man, to help out. I don't know what's going on, man. But listen, thank y'all for tapping in to Yo Cuz podcast. I ain't gonna have y'all waiting for any longer. I need y'all to subscribe, like, and drop a comment to this channel. Trump has got something going on over LA, and it's going down right now. It say California governor suing administrators as Trump defeat. Let's see what's going on with Uncle Trump over in LA.
US, where there have been clashes on the streets of Los Angeles as President Trump urges a crackdown on demonstrators. Police have ordered protesters to leave the downtown area, declaring it an unlawful assembly area. Well, the unrest was triggered on Friday when immigration agents carried out raids on areas of the city with large Latino populations. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, otherwise known as ICE, have made 100,000 arrests across the country since President Trump's return to the White House. Well, in response to the unrest in LA.
Oh, that's for the Spanish people. They sent 2,000 Spanish people over there because they was throwing rocks off the bridge and stuff. You feel me? They was going against the police. So they send the Marines over there to help them out. Because the Spanish people going hard, y'all. Let's listen to this shit.
The president sent around 2,000 National Guard troops to the city. That's triggered a political row with California's Governor Gavin Newsom. He says that he's suing the Trump administration for deploying the National Guard without his permission. Well, here's what President Trump had to say when he was questioned about what's happening in Los Angeles a short while ago.
What does your intel tell you about these people causing all the problems in LA? Are they people ICE is trying to deport, or are they professional agitators?
The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. They're bad people. They should be in jail. Thank you.
Do you have a car? Do you have a clean?
Man, listen. That man ain't got no problem with throwing nobody in jail.
Some journalists covering the demonstrations say they've been targeted by the police. The BBC has been given this clip of Lauren Tomasi, who's a foreign correspondent for Australia's Channel 9 News, as she's shot with rubber bullets. Have a look.
Moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the
You okay? I'm good. Where did it hit you? Just my leg under.
Well, joining me now is our senior North America correspondent, John Sudworth in Los Angeles, and chief North America correspondent, Gary O'Donoghue in Washington. John, to you first. And what's the mood in LA this morning?
Well, I'll just give you a little bit of a scene set, Mariam, as to where we are. You can see the police cars behind me. They are here guarding the entrance to this street. A very short distance away along there is the entrance to the detention center, where some of the undocumented immigrants who've been arrested in these workplace raids here in this city over the last few days have been taken. And this has been a focal point of the protest. We saw the National Guard lined up outside that entrance yesterday. Big crowd of protesters here, and then you can see on across the street here, this road is now open, but yesterday there were hundreds of protesters here. Just a little way over there is the 101, one of LA's biggest highways. That was blocked yesterday by the protesters, and this was the location of some of the most intense clashes between protesters and the police. The streets, Mariam, are still...
See, look, Trump ain't nowhere to be found. Trump ain't nowhere to be found because these Spanish people is not playing. They not going back over New Mexico, bro. They not going back over there, bro. They don't play games over there, bro. So that's what they gonna fight, bro. Then they are, look, they not scared. They not scared. They know that they can't get shot. So guess what? They're gonna run it.
Littered with the debris from those clashes. I've just picked this up. This is one of those rubber bullets. There are hundreds of them lying around, literally, which shows you how intense some of the moments were yesterday. It's this kind of foam bullet, rubber bullet, that hit the Australian reporter that you were speaking about there in that clip. And obviously they can do some.
That's the rubber bullet that hit the news reporter in her leg. She said, "Ah, no, for real."
Damage. Another media member of the media, a British photographer, needed emergency surgery after being hit by one of these yesterday. It was left embedded in his thigh, and he needed it removed. So that gives you some sense of how volatile and how dangerous these situations can be.
So the rubber bullet hit somebody in the thigh or the leg, he said, and he had to go through surgery to get the rubber bullet out. Bruh, stop playing.
But at the moment, it is very calm. There are more protests planned as we get into the early part of this afternoon. And we are told that there are something now like 150 people have been arrested in these protests since they began on Friday.
John, thank you very much indeed for that. Well, let's cross live now and speak to Gary O'Donoghue in Washington. And Gary, just talk me through what we've heard from President Trump today, because he earlier said that he's rightfully stepped in to, in his words, restore law and order, because in his words again, of Gary Newsom's leadership. Any more reaction from the president this afternoon?
Yeah, again, he's suggested that the people responsible for the violence are professional agitators. He says they should be in jail. We don't know who has been arrested, or we don't have any details of them at this stage from the LAPD. So I'm not sure where he's getting that from. He was also asked whether Gavin Newsom ought to be arrested by the Homeland Secretary, and he said, I would. And that is because he believes, and they believe, that Gavin Newsom and the mayor of Los Angeles have stood in the way of them trying to implement this immigration clampdown, this enforcement action. And they
you can see they ain't scared. They burning the police cars up and everything. Like, they ain't even playing no games with the police. They are not going back, bro. They are not going back, because it's going down in LA right now. So if anybody traveling going over LA, cancel your ticket. It's not going down right now. Don't go over there.
Believe that is some kind of offence. Now, the governor himself over the weekend, when this was mooted, said bring it on. And they themselves, as you mentioned earlier, are suing the administration, taking them to court for the actions of bypassing them in order to federalise the National Guard.
Okay. Gary, thank you very much indeed for that. So let's talk a little bit more about the National Guard and their role here, and why this decision by the President is so controversial. Let's cross live and speak to retired Major General William Enyart. He spent 30 years with the National Guard in Illinois, and you're also a former Democratic congressman. It's so good to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And if I can ask you first of all,
why do all the presidents and vice presidents of all these states and countries got to be old as dirt, bro? We really putting our whole life into these older people, man. They about to croak in a minute, Mo. You see that shit, Mo? Like, come on, man.
For your reaction to this decision by the President to deploy the National Guard.
Well, essentially what the president has done here is abandoned the playbook. You know, the National Guard has been performing these kinds of missions for decades now. And as a result of our experiences, we've developed a playbook on how to do this. The first thing that happens is that the local chief executive, whether it be a mayor or a county supervisor, who has the eyes on the ground, so to speak, makes the determination whether or not he or she has adequate resources to handle the problem. If they do not have the adequate resources, then they elevate the situation to the governor of the state and request the assistance of the National Guard. That process has worked for decades. Mr. Trump has unfortunately abandoned that process, and sitting 3,000 miles away in Washington, D.C., has seized the moment to take control of the California National Guard and order them in.
And does this set a precedent? And if so, what could the consequences of that be?
Rejected. I've been broke.
So this was going on. Trump sent the National Guards over there to help out. The governor said we did not need the help. We did not need the National Guards over there. So now they're going to try to sue Trump, I guess, for messing the city up or whatever. All that shit is crazy. Let's go.
President Lyndon Johnson did this back in 1965, but it has been more than 60 years since it was last used. It's unfortunate, and it shouldn't be done because both the local chief executive, the mayor, as well as the governor of state say there is no problem. In fact, even Mr. Trump's Department of Homeland Security spokesperson stated there were only about 800 demonstrators. Well, a little more than the mayor said. The mayor said 300. But 800 demonstrators is hardly a large enough problem to call in the National Guard.
So was he wrong to do that, do you think, President Trump?
Well, I think he is. I think it's a misuse of a wonderful force. The National Guard is trained to handle natural disasters and is trained to respond as a combat force for the United States in the event of a national emergency. But we're trained for forest fires and floods and tornadoes and blizzards. The National Guard only gets about 4 hours of civil disturbance training in a year. This hardly qualifies them to really.
So basically, what he's saying, they don't even do all of this, I guess. That's what he's saying. They only get training like 4 times a year for things like this, man. I never knew this. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Trump got it going on, y'all. He got it going. People talk about suing this man and everything. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all not going to get nothing. He don't care about getting sued or nothing. Come on, man. Y'all know this shit. Stop.
Handle these types of things as compared to the local police forces, which deal with this sort of thing every day.
So what could the consequences be? I mean, there's a lot of fear on the streets of LA. I've been hearing from our correspondents on the ground. People are worried about what the National Guard could mean and what could happen over the coming days.
Well, I hope they have nothing to worry about from the National Guard. The National Guard is unlikely to take any kind of aggressive, violent action towards demonstrators.
Bro, look how deep they is out there, bro. They ready to fight the police, National Guards, whoever. They are not going back to New Mexico. That's what they're telling y'all. They're not going to keep running from ICE. They're not going to keep doing that. They tired of running, bro. They are tired of running. Can't you see?
The National Guard, I would hope, will be used more as simply a security force to protect federal buildings and provide logistics support for the other police agencies on the ground. So I would anticipate that the Guard would not in any way create a problem for.
Okay. Well, Major General William Enyart, it's so good to talk to you. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. And California Governor Gavin Newsom has been speaking to our partners at NBC in the last time or so. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
Tom Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his words. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Okay, well, that's Gavin Newsom's reaction on NBC. This is the BBC's live page. It's being updated minute by minute. And if you use the QR code on your
tabbing in, I'm tabbing in, I'm tabbing in. Tabbing in. This what's going on right now. Listen, man. It's going down over LA right now. Don't go over there. Stay away from it. Y'all seen the first on Yo Cuz podcast. I had to come in PSA. Nah, for real. I supposed to go on at 8:06. I supposed to already be on. But listen, man, thank y'all for tapping in Yo Cuz podcast. Make sure y'all go subscribe, drop a comment, and hit that like button. Let's go. Thank y'all for tapping in. Gone.